Hi, good evening. I wanted to take some time and share with you what class might look like in Hybrid 2.0. Hybrid 2.0 does start on Monday, March 1st, and it's going to shift some things. It's going to shift who's in the building, times, things like that. So if you can just follow along as I go through, and then if you have questions afterwards, please feel free to reach out and email me. So starting off, there are going to be 3 cohorts. Cohort 1, which has the students' last names A through K. Those are all 4 grades, A through K. So freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors, letters A through K are going to be in cohort 1. Same idea, but with cohort 2 is going to be last names letter L through Z. And then we have a 3rd cohort, which is going to be any student that chose to stay home remotely, 100% remotely. So in Dr. Pro's class, my class, what that's going to look like, when you're in the building, I'm going to call you a seater. When you're at home, I'm going to call you a teamer. So I am going to say some of you are going to be at home and teamers, even if you are in cohort 1 or 2, and we'll talk more about that on the next slide. But so if you're in the building, you are a seater because you're going to be in a physical seat. If you're at home or out of the building or 100% remote, you're going to be a teamer because you're going to be on Microsoft Teams. The school day will begin. Students can start arriving at 7:45, and that arrival period is going to be from 7:45 to 8:10 a.m. And then students are going to report to a first period or a homeroom, and your homeroom is just your first period teacher. And this is so that students aren't like corralling out in the mall area. They want to gather them in secure locations. If you are a student that wants to eat breakfast at school, I believe you are allowed to eat in the cafeteria, then you would come to your first period class. So homeroom goes until 8:10, and then the day goes on as a normal school day. And this is normal for us. This is different. We're kind of going back to what life used to be before the virtual world. We are going to use the same bell schedule. So for those of you that are 100% remote, the timing of class is going to shift a little bit. So if you're in my 1-2 class, we usually met at 8:30. That's going to back up. We're going to start at 8:10. If you are in my 3-4 class, usually we start at about 10 o'clock. That's going to back up to be about 9:47. And then if you're in my 5-6 class, again, we usually started at 12 p.m. We're going to start about 5 minutes earlier at 11:55. Now, in the first few days, obviously there's going to be some hiccups and some craziness and problems. We know it's going to happen. So you just want to log on as close to that time as physically possible. So if you're coming into my 1-2 at 8:30, that's not quite 8:10. So set your alarm now. Try and get as close as you possibly can. As it says there, then you're going to follow your normal school day. If you were in school in our hybrid 1.0, you'll remember you went to your career area in the morning, and then in the afternoon you were in an academic learning pod. That is gone. This hybrid 2.0, you're going to go see every single teacher on your roster like you normally would. It's just that the classes are going to be split up. There'll be less kids in the building. And then obviously you're going to have some kids that are on Teams at home. So as I said, you'll move through the school. You'll see both academic and career area teachers throughout the day. So who comes in when? Who logs on when? How's this going to work? The week has been broken up with the 2 cohorts, and then we also still have our self-paced, or some teachers call it an asynchronous day. On Monday and Tuesdays, they're going to have cohort 1 in the building. So remember, those are all students from letters A through K will be in the building. Cohorts 2 and 3 will be at home live on Teams. So we'll have students in the building, and then we'll also have students that are at home. So again, cohort 1 on Monday and Tuesdays are my seaters. Cohorts 2 and 3 are my teamers because they'll be live at the same time. Class is going to run the same for all 3 cohorts. It's going to be a live lesson for everyone. So that's why, again, it's really important that you are logging on at the correct time so that you're following along with the rest of the class. Wednesday, we have shifted to make it a self-paced day. So everybody is at home, teachers included. And it's just kind of a self-paced day for my class. It's going to be catch up. It's going to be CNN 10, and that's it. Thursday and Friday, then we flip. Cohort 2 will be in the building, and cohorts 1 and 3 will now be the teamers at home. And this is how it's going to run for the rest of the school year. So again, to reiterate, everybody, whether you're in a physical seat at Hodson or you're at home remotely on Teams, Everyone is logging into Teams Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Wednesday is a self-paced day. We're not going to be live on Teams. And again, this is a big shift because for the past 5 weeks, we've been live only one day. So this is going to be something that we have to get used to. We have to kind of get back into the groove of things. And again, remember, I know self-paced is great, but remember, we're in school. We kind of have to get back into that routine of we're going to school. If you aren't on Teams on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, or Friday, you are considered absent. The only day that we will be filling out that Google attendance form is Wednesday, which is our self-paced day. We won't be checking it any other day than Wednesday. If you have technical difficulties at home, Teams stalls out, it kicks you off, you're having Wi-Fi issues, whatever, please email as soon as possible, either myself or Mr. Martin, so that we know that you didn't just sleep through class. It's really, really important that you are emailing us and letting us know so that we know that you tried to get on. There's just something happening on your end. Lastly, to talk about what's class going to look like. Now, this is something that is a huge maybe. It's a huge I don't know. It's a huge what if, because we don't know what class is going to look like starting tomorrow. But the idea is that whatever is being taught in the classroom is also going to be taught live to the students that are at home at the same time. So that's why they're calling this a hybrid or a high flex situation. The idea is that we are moving on, and if you chose to stay home, you're at home, but you are participating with what's going on with the students in the classroom. So a typical classroom, and I highly stress might, because I don't know what's going to happen, might look something like this. Everyone logs on at the beginning of class. Again, like I said, period 1-2, that would be 8:10 in the morning. Period 3-4, that would be 9:47. Period 5-6 would be 11:55. We log on, take attendance, have a welcome, kind of talk about what the lesson objective for the day is, what the essential question is, what's our agenda for the day, what are some of the things we're going to try and tackle throughout that day. Then students would be directed to log off and complete the daily Edpuzzle and their class notes or their interactive notebook. We are not going to be streaming the Edpuzzle because it's going to take up too much bandwidth. It usually is very glitchy and laggy, so we are not going to stream it through the live Teams meeting. Students will be told to log off, complete it on their own, and then report back, come back at a specific time. We'll set a timer. You know, if an Edpuzzle is supposed to take, if it's a 15-minute Edpuzzle, we might set it for 20-25 minutes to kind of allow for technical difficulties or understanding or things like that. But there'll be a specific time you have to come back. If a student is not done the Edpuzzle, that's okay. You're still going to have time to complete it, but you want to try and complete it in that time frame so that you are keeping pace with the class. Once you report back, then this is kind of where things might change throughout the days. It just depends about the topic, the students, everything. It's just all up in the air. But we might do something, a short discussion about the notes, about the lesson that we're learning about. We'll talk about the daily assignment, what any directions we have there. And then students will be free to log off and complete those assignments and their CNN 10. Some days they might be required to come back yet again. It might not happen every day to do some sort of exit ticket or a discussion post, or it might just be there for them. So I do understand it's a lot of like log off, log on, log off, log on, log off, log on. But we're trying to, one, keep students accountable because we are in school, two, to provide some discussion with classmates because it's been very challenging for teachers to do that and for students to interact with each other. And like I said, I cannot stress this enough. This is a might situation. It's a possibility. Every day isn't probably going to look like this. It might all blow up in our face tomorrow. We have no idea. So we are just going to be very patient. We are going to try our hardest with this, and we'll see where it takes us. Again, like I said at the beginning, if you have any questions or comments or concerns, or you want to reach out to me, please feel free to contact me. Again, I do like to show my face, but I am technically on maternity leave, so Mr. Martin really is the point of contact. But in the situation that we're in, I will not ignore an email just because I'm on maternity leave. So please reach out to me if you have any questions or concerns or any comments. Thank you for watching, and good luck, everybody. We got this. We're almost there. We're in the home stretch. Have a great night.